Hello, and welcome to our presentation for your Human Resource System Integration. My name is Mary Smith, and I'd like to welcome you and introduce you to my partners, Brittany Black and Georgina Coleman. As your organization has grown over the years, you have put into place different systems to meet different needs. Each of these systems has filled an important gap in the execution of your operation. Unfortunately, with some of the quick growth that you've experienced, many of these systems were stopgap measures to fill an immediate need that you had. While certainly understandable, this organization is now to the point that it can no longer function as it should. As we look to the future and your growth, it is certain that these systems will not be able to evolve with you and take you where you need to go. The time to act is now. Why do we need to integrate your systems? Currently, you have data spread across 5 separate systems. Some of that data is duplicated across all of your systems, while other data may be present in only 1 or 2 systems. Furthermore, the data is inconsistently entered because these systems are spread out across your whole organization. The systems that you currently have in place that house your employee data include your job posting system, your employee information system, your employee benefits system, your timesheet system, and your performance review system. Why might these multiple systems cause a problem? Could multiple people entering in the same data over and over again cause a problem? Well, let's talk about that for a second. As an example, we're going to use my name, Mary Smith. When I apply for a job at your organization, I'm going to be filling out my information in the job posting section. And chances are I will be filling out my information in the benefits section. My name is Mary Smith, and when I fill my information out, I always fill my name out Mary F. Smith. However, the HR officer may very well put my name and information into the employee information section and in the timesheet section. Now that person may enter my name in as Mary Frances Smith. Could that pose a problem? Well, let's move forward. When I fill out my job posting information and my job benefits information, I'm going to put my address down as 414 Bracknott Court in Wilmington, North Carolina, 28412. When an HR officer fills out the employee information and the timesheet information, they may very well put my address in the same, 414 Bracknott Court. But wait a second, there's a typo in 2 places. They accidentally spelled my street name wrong, and they accidentally typoed the zip code. Now, I don't know about your organization, but most organizations mail out a lot of stuff, especially at the end of the year, tax time. This is going to cause a problem, and this is just one example of how having employee data in multiple systems could cause a problem. And I want to point out one other issue that may not immediately make itself known to everybody here, but the name could be an issue too. I put my name as Mary F. Smith because I know that's what's on my Social Security card. But the employees in the HR department may put Mary Frances Smith because they think that's what's on my Social Security card. That's also going to cause a problem because we know the federal government mandates that all employees names match their social security card and their payroll. Now, how are we going to fix this problem? Well, from a high-level overview, some of the things we recommend is a database-driven, web-based, integrated human resource system. One that provides all the functionality you need in one place. One that's going to provide a single point of data entry. One that's going to eliminate the duplication of data. One that's simple to use, simple to manage, and simple to maintain. We're going to offer some mandatory technology requirements and some recommended technology requirements. As you review the first of our 3 sequence diagrams, hiring an applicant, you'll see that we have a manager, user interface, security, the employee information management view, and the employee management controller. Starting at the left, we'll notice that the manager logs in with a username and password through the user interface and authenticates against the security. The manager will either pass or fail authentication, and based on that pass or fail, he will be displayed a message. Assuming that he passes authentication, he will be displayed a screen based on his user rights. In this particular scenario here, the manager is going to add an employee. And as the manager adds an employee, the user interface begins to interact with the employee information management view. And then that interacts with the controller. Of course, this is all seamless on the back end. As that result is returned back to the manager, then the manager selects the payroll option. And after the manager selects the payroll option, then all the data from hiring the employee is automatically imported into the payroll module. So there's no separate data entry, no chance of the Mary F. Smith and the Mary Frances Smith accident occurring. All the data that was put in early on in the employee processing system will just simply be carried over. In our second example, updating employee information, in this example we have our human resource officer, our user interface, security application layer, employee information management view, and employee management controller. Again, as with every instance of accessing the system, the person or the employee will be logging in with their username and password, authenticating against the security, and either passing or failing authentication. Then the user would be displayed with the main screen, and in this particular scenario, the user will select the option to update the employee. The user would be offered a list of employees and would actually search the employee that they were particularly looking for by employee name or by employee ID number. Then the data would be displayed to the employee searching. Then the employee searching, or in our case the HR officer, would highlight the user that they wanted to update, and then update options would be made available. In this particular instance, they have the ability to update the employee information, address, the person's position within your organization, the description, the department, their salary, to terminate the employment, or to change a manager. Once those options, whichever ones are selected, are made and saved, then the data is inserted into the database. In our third example, we have manager creating and updating reviews for employees. In this example, we have a manager, our user interface, security, performance review management controller. As with our other examples, our manager logs in with a username and password, authenticates against the security layer, and will pass or fail the authentication. Once they pass or fail authentication, they will be given a message on the screen. Assuming that they pass authentication, they will be sent to the main screen of the system, where the manager will be choosing the option to create employee review. When the manager creates the employee review, the performance review management controller will pull back all the reviews, all the employees that this manager has the ability to review based on those employees that he supervises. From that list of employees, the manager will select the particular employee that they would like to review, and then they would actually create the particular review. And that review would include the employee's review date, the manager who is doing the reviewing, any comments, and any recommendations. Once the review is saved, then that data would be inserted into the database.